We're really glad to have ICANN has Cheezburger's chief cheeseburger here today, Ben Ha.
Hi, I'm the cat guy, and welcome to the halftime show. So hopefully I'll bring some laughs to the table here. Let me see if I can make this go forward. There you go. So let me tell you a little brief intro about the history of lolcats. So we are not the inventors of lolcats. In fact, lolcats came from the primordial soup of the internet, which is 4chan, Fark, the sites that you may have been hearing about in the newspaper lately. They were started out by a bunch of people who were bored and wanted to have an expression of their sense of humor. And when they spread around the internet, they were starting to be collected by people. One of the groups that were collecting them were Eric and Carrie, who were the original co-founders of ICANN as Cheezburger. And that brings me to my next point, and really the focus of why I'm here talking to you guys today, which is about simplicity. We perceive Web 2.0 as this complex environment where there's lots of variables, lots of filtering, lots of stuff going on. But really what it boils down to is there's two people sharing a piece of content or an experience. And that's what we really try to replicate on ICANN as Cheezburger. It's like, hey, dude, I found this funny picture. Let me show it to you. And the other person says, wow, this is funny. You have a shared experience. And every single piece of Web 2.0 content or success has a building block of just two people. So with ICANN as Cheezburger, it was kind of like this. Hey, dude, I found this funny picture. It's about Firefox. I know you love Firefox, or you maybe work at Mozilla. Here's a piece of content for you. And all of our growth is generated by people doing this. And we certainly encourage it on our site. So that brings us to Act 1, which is how ICANN as Cheezburger began. And I'll share with you some statistics about our growth and our company and all those things. And this is the beginning. January of 2007, ICANN as Cheezburger started. It basically got no traction in the initial days. But all of a sudden, it started crashing. The traffic, which we're not sure where it actually started or came from, started crashing our servers. And in fact, there were a series of fortuitous events that really brought ICANN as Cheezburger into life. One of them was moving onto WordPress. We were being hosted by WordPress.com. We started growing really exponentially. I know it's kind of a little bit small on the chart, but that's actually 8 million page views a month. And at that point, I came into the picture. I found out about the site. The site had gone from a blog to really a Web 2.0 component because they allowed people to build lolcats on the site. And let me tell you how complicated that lolcat builder was. 3 lines of text. That's really all you could do. First line at the top, second line in the middle, third line at the bottom. You could upload any picture, add a caption, and press save. Took 15 seconds. Took a weekend of a part-time developer's job to make this thing happen. And the beauty of it was it allowed people to release their pent-up creativity on a specific site, which then allowed ICANN as Cheezburger to grow exponentially. Now, all of our content is user-generated, 100%. We now, with the addition of our latest sites, we now receive in excess of 8,000 submissions a day. And that's people just coming to the site, wanting to play with our tools, wanting to play with the pictures, sharing content, sharing their ideas about what is funny. So from April to September, it basically doubled. We went from about 8 million page views a month to 15 million. At this point, myself and a group of investors actually raised money, and we purchased ICANN as Cheezburger. The goal was to do the purchase as well as perhaps create a new mode of entertainment. We kind of didn't know what we were doing at the time. Let me be really honest with you. When you get a group of people to put money together and buy a cat site, you might think we're a little crazy. So. And we are. We're a little crazy, right? We love what we do. We think this is a part of the internet that's really undervalued. We have great aspirations for this. We just didn't know what the hell we were doing. So when we purchased ICANN as Cheezburger, you know this experience, right? Oh, that's not really what I ordered. But I guess since I have it, I can't really return it. So that's kind of what happened to us. We didn't know how to run the site. We had no experience with Web 2.0. We had no idea how to do community moderation. So we fell back to what we did know. And we fell back to discipline. Document what we're doing, document what works, what doesn't, let's figure out if we can recreate the success of I Can Has Cheezburger from back in its early days. And we set out a goal. We said, what is it that makes I Can Has Cheezburger successful? Is it the cats? Is it the oddity? Maybe, right? It has a lot to do with that. But it also has to do with the value proposition of the site, which is never really explicitly stated, and it shouldn't have to be. It's because we want to make people happy for just 5 minutes a day. That's all we want to do. We want to make someone just forget about their trouble, forget about anything that's happening in the world for 5 minutes. And we stuck to this. We've been working on this for the last year. So going back to this discipline, how do you make people happy for 5 minutes a day? Well, you actually have to start with consistency. We said, all right, we're going to normalize the system. We're going to do 6 posts a day. We're going to start with the first post at 9 a.m. Eastern, so that when people get to work, they can start goofing off immediately. We said, we're going to have strict guidelines on what can appear on the homepage and what can't. And believe me, there's actually a huge list of qualifiers that we look for when we moderate pictures. Like, a cat in a pan is OK. A cat in a pan on a stove that is not lit is OK. But the same picture with a lid on it, oh, that's not, no. The users reject that. They say that's animal abuse, even though, with the lid off, it's not apparently. And we've learned these things over time. So we purchased this item in September, and we quickly grew to 37 million pages a day. And we decided that it was time to replicate the success and what we knew. So we started observing our customers. What are they doing on the site? What do they like doing? We started noticing that the rapid growth of pictures that are coming through had nothing to do with cats. OK, well, then we'll build a network, which is Act 2. We launched a network, and basically, we started planning for a network in February. We launched our first site in March, and now we are up to our 8th site. I'll let you read the caption, because I think it's a little apropos for the environment that we're in. So it's a celebrity site, and and I'm wearing one of our other acquisitions as well, which is our second largest site, Failblog, which has actually grown faster than I Can Has Cheezburger. So now, this is where we are at. That was August data, so we're just shy of 100 million pages a month. This month, we'll exceed it. We have 8 sites, which kind of is at the upper ceiling of scalability in the model that we use. Like, we're not going to end up with 50 sites. That's kind of a lot for even a group of people to manage. We have 5 full-time employees who moderate comments, pictures, Twitter back to you, have relationships online with our customers about specific blogs. We have, developers whose goal is to make the platform better, to make things easier. So, one of our sites is a lookalike site, which means you submit a picture and you find something else that looks like it, like Fred Durst and like maybe a palm tree. I don't know. Something like that. And we built a tool that allows people to upload pictures and easily manipulate them. So those are the things that we work on. We try to lower the bar for content creation, because the more you allow users to remove the technology from the hurdle of content creation, the better content you get. So what's Act 3? Where do we go from here? Like, if we're reaching the upper limits of what we can do with existing sites, where do we go? And frankly, I don't really know. I don't really have a plan. We take it 30 days at a time. We do not have a 2-year plan. We do not have a 6-month plan. We barely even know where we're going to be 3 months from now. So we will concentrate on immediately what is happening to our site, what's going to happen next week and the following week, and we make simple changes to enable that 2-person interaction, so that one person will want to find a picture and send it to somebody else, because we know that trust that we leverage when somebody says, I think this piece of content is good, is what drives content-based growth. So that's all I have to say. This is, let's see, the URL of the presentation if you guys want to download it. And thank you very much.